Welcome to MyStateMLS for our first episode of a month-long series about turning up the heat in these colder winter months. It's Dave coming at you live from home base. That's right, I'm not at the office. I'm working from home like many of you, many people across the entire country. And today we're talking about turning up the heat as we approach these winter months in real estate. And the first thing I want to ask is, why are brokers and agents scared of the winter months? So go ahead, pop open that questions tab of your GoToWebinar client and let me know. This may be from personal experiences. This may be from colleagues, other people that you know. What scares brokers and agents the most as we start approaching these winter months? Especially, again, this year is certainly a different scenario. So I want to know why brokers and agents are scared of the winter months. Jay Brittany says, snowbirds start going away for the winter. Certainly true, especially here in the Northeast where I am. Lots of people already heading down to Florida, to those warmer states. Karen says people tend to hibernate, and I totally get that, both on the buyer side and the seller side. We definitely see a slowdown, but what we're going to talk about today is how we can use that hibernation period to our advantage and potentially grow our business and continue to make new deals, new sales as we go forward. So let's just talk about some of the major concerns. Ben just said COVID will be the main reason, and that actually makes my top list right here. One of the first things we said is there's a lower inventory. So sellers may not be putting their houses on the market now, especially during a slower winter period. They don't feel like putting their house on the market. Why? Maybe they don't want people walking through the house with snowy, muddy boots. But during the winter months, we typically tend to see a lower inventory. As Karen and Jay Brittany said, snowbirds go away. People tend to hibernate. So there may not be as many buyers. And as Ben just stated, the coronavirus, COVID-19, certainly a big concern for a lot of people, especially with what we're hearing in the news as of lately. We're seeing the biggest number of cases, single-day cases, at an all-time high now nationwide, which for a lot of people, no matter what industry we're in, certainly leads to some concerns. But there are some benefits to this, and that's what we want to focus today, is heating things up and how you can still stay on the top of your game and still do deals, still make sales as we approach these winter months. So let's think about this again. Transactions are still happening, which means there are plenty of opportunities for you. What do we mean by that? Well, let's take a look at both sides of the coin, whether we're working with our sellers or if we're working with our buyers. So if we're going to talk about our sellers, let's talk about the benefits and the good news for them right now. So we already said at the beginning of this is right now there's typically less inventory as we approach these winter months. For one reason or another, people are going ahead, taking their listing off the market. They're not listing right now, not a lot of new listings, but that can be good news because of that. That means there's going to be less competition for homes, which means more competitive buyers, which could lead to bidding wars. At least where I am seeing houses go for 10 to 20% more than the asking price because potential buyers are having to put in such a big, large offer in order to beat out everyone else that's also trying to win over that seller and win that house. So for sellers, now may be a great time to actually get their house on the market, just because there's fewer houses out there and buyers are still coming out. Buyers are still looking for homes, and we're going to talk about why right now. So the good news for buyers is they may be looking for end-of-year tax breaks. We're approaching the end of 2020. They want big write-offs for their tax returns coming in the next coming months. So making that big purchase like a home could certainly really help out those tax returns for 2020. And another reason that buyers are shopping right now is they're taking advantage of those low interest rates and those big loan incentives. I know a lot of people this year also refinanced their home. I'm one of those people. I refinanced. I wanted to take advantage of those lower interest rates to help me save money in the long run. I know a lot of other people are doing that. And then we've got those people that rented for so long who never thought they'd be able to buy a house, finding out that with these lower interest rates right now, they're actually going to be able to afford moving into a home. So there's some good news for those people that never even thought about being able to buy a home. So that's something you can think about as you approach your marketing campaigns and how you're reaching out to potential new customers. You may want to reach out to those folks that have always been renters and saying now may be the time that you can actually go out and buy a home thanks to these lower interest rates for qualified buyers. So certainly an opportunity for you there to try to find those renters and turn them into homeowners. And then, of course, your buyers can also get more of your attention right now. We know during those busy summer months, we are spread so incredibly thin. We're working with our selling clients. We're working with our home buyer customers. And we're bouncing all over town, going to showing, going to listing appointment to a listing appointment. And you certainly get spread pretty thin. But these winter months, we all know it does slow down. I'm not saying it doesn't, it certainly does, but that gives you time to give more of your undivided attention to the customers and the clients that you're currently working with so they can get more of your attention and you can work with them more on a one-to-one basis instead of just quickly sending back text messages back and forth. You can sit down together and really come up with a game plan as to what you're trying to do, whether it's listing a home or buying a home. Being able to give your customers and clients more undivided attention can certainly be a great benefit to everyone all around. So my next question for all of you with us today is, do you handle your winter listings differently? And if so, how? So head on back over to that questions tab and let me know what you do and how you handle your winter listings differently compared to those springtime listings, those summer listings. Let me know what you do when it comes to those winter listings. Maureen certainly has a great tip. She tries not to have holiday decorations in photos. I know exactly what you're talking about, Maureen. I was actually doing some home research in preparation for this webinar just to get some sample photos. And a lot of the photos that I was finding had a Christmas tree in it. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but again, just the same thing holds true when you take pictures in the summer. You're having the homeowner take down all the family photos, all the portraits that are on the wall, all the artwork off the refrigerator. You want to present the seller's home with a clean canvas. So certainly not having those holiday decorations in your photos is certainly a good tip for Maureen. Maureen continuing saying why you do not want those holiday decorations is come December 26th, you now have out-of-date photos. Sure, everyone's got their Christmas tree up. Some people put it up as early as the day after Halloween. I know mine's up and lit, but she's absolutely right. Once the holidays pass, those photos are now officially out of date. So now you're going to have to go back to the home, take new photos, hire a photographer to go back to the home, take new photos. So awesome suggestion for Maureen. So if you're going out and taking those listing photos anytime for the next few weeks, try to avoid having those decorations in the photos, because if not, you're only going to hurt yourself because you're going to have to go back a couple weeks after that once the decorations are down. So let's talk about some tips for selling a home. Let's talk about the winter features of a home. When we typically see summer listings, what do we have pictures of? We have pictures of the house, we have pictures of the interior, we have pictures of the yard. For a lot of homes, the yard, the land is certainly a selling factor, but let's face it, especially right now when there's no snow on the ground, all the leaves have fallen off the trees look dead. It's not exactly the most welcoming photos. So highlight the winter features of the house. So maybe we're going to be talking about fireplaces, hot tubs, heated floors. You're going to want to show how welcoming this home is. If the homeowner has the ability to have that fire going for you and have it lit for you, make sure it's going, it's rip-roaring when you go in and you take the photos of the home, because you're going to want to welcome those potential buyers into the home through those photos. And if they see that nice, cozy living room with that lit fire, it's just going to give them the warm fuzzies just looking at how beautiful this home is and how cozy it looks. And really, photos right now are going to be more important than ever, especially with, as we brought up, COVID-19, certainly a big concern for a lot of people, and not being able to physically see homes right now in a lot of states, a lot of areas. Photos are certainly going to be very important. So you're going to want to make sure you're getting the best photos possible. And when we talk about that, we've put out tons of different guides and tips on our website. So you can head on over to MyStateMLS.com and get those tips on how you can take the best photos possible when you're going out and taking those listing photos. And as I just mentioned before, backyards may not look warm and inviting right now. The pool's going to be covered up. It's not going to look pretty. The leaves are all dead. The grass is brown and dry. So maybe what you want to do is when you're posting your photos, not only are you showing the interior photos with that fireplace lit, yes, you may include a photo of the backyard while the pool's covered up, But see if the homeowner has photos of the house when the pool was open, when they were getting ready for their 4th of July party, when the flamingo float was in the pool floating around. If they've got those nice bright green photos from the summer, you can incorporate some of those photos with the listing because yes, they're older photos, but the buyer's going to understand that. What you're doing is you're showing them how beautiful this house is year round, whether they're getting cozy by the fire in the winter months or they're enjoying their time on the backyard patio dipping their toes in the pool when it's hot out. So if you need to mix and match some of the photos from previous seasons, certainly you're more than welcome to. When it comes for buying a house, this is where a lot of things happen when you look for homes in the summer. Yes, you're getting an inspection, but you may be missing out on how well this home holds up during the winter months. So is the house winter ready? That's one of the biggest things that buyers can check for, especially when it's warm inside and cold outside. What can they do? All they have to do is check the windows and doors. Do they feel a draft? If so, then they may have some wiggle room there saying, well, these windows are kind of drafty. It looks like they might be kind of old. We may have to go ahead and replace them. Can we go ahead and maybe cut 10, 15 grand off the price because these windows are out of date? They're not energy efficient. And that may mean the sellers may be ready to make a deal. If you're representing a buyer, you may not know why the sellers are selling. They may be moving to Florida. They may already have a house in Florida and they said, we're done with the winters. We're heading south. They may be ready to move. They may have to relocate because of jobs. Certainly, as we've mentioned, COVID-19 certainly has put a monkey wrench in pretty much everyone's day-to-day life. And for some people, they were hit harder than others. They may be having to relocate for work. They may be having to sell their home to move back home. There's a lot of different stories that people are experiencing right now. And for some, that may help you win a deal. And it may be a great news for those buyers because they may be able to get a deal of a lifetime because sellers really need to get out of that house as quickly as possible. My next question for everyone with us today is, what else are you doing? We've talked about how these winter months sometimes can be the slower season. If you're not running around doing real estate all the time, what other things are you doing to improve your business, to enhance your business, to grow your business? Head on back over to that questions tab of GoToWebinar. Let me know what else you're doing non-listing and buying homes related, but still related to your real estate business. I want to know what else you're doing to improve and expand your brand, your firm, your company, your business, your livelihood. I know personally here at the MLS, what we've been doing is we signed up for a account for Skillshare. Everyone's got a Skillshare account. And what that is that's essentially a YouTube for professionals. And what you can do is you can go ahead and take online courses, online classes on so many different things, whether it's about learning how to expand your marketing portfolio, or even if you want to crochet a blanket. Skillshare certainly can offer you a lot of different classes on a lot of different things. So taking a look at what some other people are doing, Sonia says she's going to be focusing on cold calling, while Karen is looking at lead generation companies to see what she can do to bring in more business. Both of those are great examples of what you can be doing during these slower months. And we're actually going to be covering a little bit of that in just the next few slides. Sonia and Karen, great ideas, because again, they're thinking about the bigger picture. They're thinking about what they can do to grow their business. It may not be immediate, but they're going to be garnishing leads, gaining leads that could be beneficial and be those next listings that they get in 2021. So what you may want to do is go back to school. Again, I just mentioned Skillshare. You can go to Skillshare.com. You can sign up for accounts there. And like I said, so many different courses on so many different topics, whether it's going to be real estate related or something that you've always just wanted to learn. Maybe you always wanted to learn to play the piano. I know I would love to play the piano. I think maybe that's what I should do during my winter break. Learn how to play the piano from Skillshare. Go back to school. Take some CE courses. Most states, you have to do your continuing ed to stay active, to keep your real estate license. So go ahead and take those CE courses. I know we're approaching the end of 2020, so you may already have your CE courses done, but 2021 is only a few weeks away. So why not go ahead, take advantage of the slower winter months, get all of your CE courses done for the year, and then you don't have to worry about it for the other 11 months of the year. Or go ahead, take CE courses that you wouldn't necessarily take, whether it's going to teach you how to do better BPOs, learn about negotiating. There are so many different CE courses out there for you to take. So go ahead and take CE courses so you can become a better real estate professional. Ben has a great option too. Go ahead and sign up for more webinars like this one. Why didn't I think of that one? Yeah, go ahead and sign up for more classes from here at MyStateMLS. But maybe going back to school, research past market trends. Find out what happens in your area. See what kind of buyers are buying, what houses have been popular in the area. Go back and just take a look and see what's been happening in your neck of the woods so you can use that and present that to your buyers or your sellers when you're meeting with them. Or just go all out and go take some night classes at the community college and get an additional degree. Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you never finished your higher education. Go ahead and get a degree in business. It could certainly help you with real estate, because real estate, again, you take your classes online for real estate. You may take them in person, but you could still go ahead and get another college degree to supplement that and teach you how to better yourselves when it comes to real estate. We've also seen people take classes completely unrelated to business to associate with the real estate world, whether they're taking psychology classes or sociology classes, just to understand how the human mind works. Because again, the human mind definitely works in strange ways, and we go through a lot of loops in our head when we make big purchases like a house. Heck, I do it when I'm going crazy just trying to buy a refrigerator for my house. And that's nowhere as big as buying a house, but a refrigerator is still a couple grand. And that kind of money, when you're like, oh, I could just buy any refrigerator, but no, it's got to be the right size. It's got to be the right color. There's a lot of stuff that goes inside our mind. So if you can learn about the human mind and learn how to deal with these stresses that buyers or sellers go through, that could certainly help you further your real estate career, because you're going to be more understanding of the people you're working with. One of the big things that we've talked about a lot here this past year at MyStateMLS, whether we were doing Facebook Lives or our webinars, has been focusing on your marketing. And this is the biggest thing that you could really do right now. If you haven't done these things at all, or you've been slacking, this is the page right now that you need to focus on, I promise you. And that's focusing on your marketing. And we're talking about keeping your website updated, making sure that you've got new listings on there, if you've got blog posts, if you've got outdated bios, if you've got agents' bios on there who have left your company 2 years ago and they're still listed on your website, chances are that website severely needs some updating. So go ahead, check out your website, make sure it's up to date. Maybe you want to go ahead and completely revamp your website, give it a full makeover. Now's the time to do that. You may also want to step up your social media presence. Make sure that you've got a social media schedule as to when you're posting on your social media. Yes, having a Facebook page is great if you've got an agent page for your social media, but is it doing you any good if you're not posting to it, if you're not engaging with the people that comment and like on your photos? So make sure you step up your social media presence. If you've got that page, keep it updated. Come up with a schedule and say, all right, I'm going to post every other day, or I'm going to post a different topic every day. We're not saying post 3 listings and 6 memes a day. You can come out with a schedule. It doesn't have to be every day. It can be every other day, but try to come up with a schedule as to what kind of things you're going to post on your social media, and then keep up with that so it'll increase your engagement. That way, when you do start posting your listings, you're going to have these followers that will see those listings. And of course, embrace digital marketing. As we've said numerous times today, the coronavirus certainly changed the way everyone has done business, and digital marketing, whether it's your website, your social media presence, online ads, has certainly become a big part of a lot of what we do, especially here at the MLS within the past year. So if you can embrace digital marketing, your website, your social media, that can certainly help grow your business, not only during these cold winter months, but year round. As I said before, we've done so many different webinars about digital marketing. You can check those out on our website, and I'll show you exactly how to get to all those replays at the end of this webinar. So let's just do a quick digital marketing 101 when it comes to what you need to know when it comes to being online and your online presence. First thing, like I said, is keeping up with your social media. It's important that when someone comments on a picture or a post that you've made, go ahead and it's as simple as liking their comment. You're engaging with them. If you want to comment back, you want to respond or reply to their post, go ahead and do that. But even something as simple as just liking that comment can certainly go a long way, because again, you're engaging with your followers. And of course, keeping that schedule of when you're going to be posting different things. You can do Facebook Live and virtual tour videos. We've done many, many webinars on this as well. We can't do typical open houses like we've done in the past due to COVID-19 social distancing rules and mandates that are in effect for different states, communities across the entire country. So this is where you can embrace Facebook Live and do a virtual walkthrough of the home that you've listed, and that can be saved to your Facebook, that can be saved on your social media, and that can be seen on demand at any time. Yes, Facebook Live is a live event, but what's great about the media is that once it's live on Facebook, it can then be saved on Facebook and be viewed at any time. People can comment on it, they can ask questions about it, and you can always go back and respond to those questions, respond to those comments at any time. Virtual tours, again, in line with Facebook Live, we can't do our typical open houses anymore. So take the time to walk through a home, take nice video walking through the property, talking about the property, post that on YouTube, post that on Vimeo, post it on Facebook, post it on Instagram. Wherever you can go ahead and get that video out is certainly going to help with your marketing. And of course, your buyers, your customers, even the buyers and customers that aren't your buyers and customers, they're already online. So it's important that you're online just as much as they are. We've talked about this before, is making sure you're in control of the narrative of who you are. So if you don't have a Facebook page, or if you don't have even a simple company website, if someone tries to do an online search for you, you're not in control as to what might pop up. It could be a bad review. It could be a profile on an old real estate website from years past that you haven't updated in half a decade. But if you've got a good website, even just a basic website that has your information on it with good SEO, you can make sure that that website is towards the top of their search results. So if they're ever to search you, try to find you, that website's going to be at the top of their results, and they're going to be able to click that and get the correct information that's supposed to be there for you. These slower winter months may also be the time to grow your business. We've already talked about how to grow your business as an individual agent, whether we're talking about doing our social media presence, having our new website, but maybe you're a broker as well and you want to bring on more agents. Let's go ahead and do that. Recruit more. This is the time to recruit. We may see a large increase in real estate agents over the next year. And that's just due to, again, the coronavirus. A lot of people have unfortunately lost their jobs. We may see people wanting to change jobs, change careers. Many people may be dipping their toes into real estate. So now may be the time for you to go ahead and recruit more agents. You may even want to consider part-time and referral agents. People may be looking for supplemental income. They maybe have always been interested in real estate. They may say, all right, well, I've been working from home. I have to stay home now with the kids. I had to stop working so the kids can learn from home. So I have to stay home with them. Why not get my real estate license? So again, consider those part-time and referral agents, because again, they may have connections that you don't. They have family, they have friends that may be interested in buying homes, interested in selling their homes. And those are connections that you may not have had before. So go ahead and consider those part-time and referral agents. Go ahead and expand your reach. And what we mean by that is go beyond your local area. When typically you're working with your local MLS, that's exactly it. You stay within your local MLS. But why not go beyond those borders? Go beyond that invisible dog fence. Work statewide. You're licensed by your state. So why are you only working to a small 10, 20 mile radius when you could be working statewide? So go beyond your area and work statewide. Why not work nationwide? You can do it with referrals and referring out your customers and clients to other brokers in other parts of the country, other parts of the state, where you can go ahead and collect a referral fee just by going out and helping those relocating customers search for a home. And again, you can also go ahead and find next year's listings by focusing on marketing and prospecting. This goes back to what Sonia and Karen talked about earlier today. They said they're going to be doing cold calling and looking for lead generation companies to go ahead and bring in new business. So go ahead and do that. Find next year's listings, send out mailer postcards, do email campaigns, do whatever you need to do to work on your marketing and find those listings that could be next year's sales. And who can help with all of that? It's going to be MyStateMLS. So how can MyStateMLS help you achieve those things? Well, we are a nationwide listing platform which allows brokers and agents to connect across the entire country. So no matter where you are in the country, you're going to be able to search and list homes, not only in your state, but you're also going to be able to search for properties across the entire country. We're also going to provide you nationwide search tools. So if you're going to be, again, expanding your reach, going beyond those boundaries of your local MLS, you're going to be able to utilize MyStateMLS to search for listings not only in your home state, but for those snowbirds that are moving south. That was Jay Brittany's biggest concern, is snowbirds are going away. Well, why not help those snowbirds find their next home? Well, MyStateMLS can help you with that with our nationwide search tools. So you can go ahead, find their next home no matter what state they're looking for, and refer that customer to an agent in that state, and you could collect a referral fee just by doing a quick search. That other broker, that other agent, going to do the hard work of selling the home. You just had to refer your customer down to them. And lastly, MyStateMLS can help you grow your business because we offer discounted office rates. Most MLSs, every agent has to pay for themselves, and they have to pay a lot of money to be part of an MLS. With MyStateMLS, not only do we have very affordable individual accounts of $40 a month or $330 for the full year, we also offer office pricing, which allows firms to give accounts to all of their agents at a highly discounted rate. So if you have any questions about office pricing, I'm going to put my contact information up at the very end. But before we do that, I just want to jump on over to MyStateMLS.com. That's MyStateMLS.com. And like we said, we have a full schedule of webinars this month, helping you heat things up during these colder winter months. To get that full schedule, head on over to that resources tab at the top of your screen, click on upcoming webinars, and you're going to see our entire schedule, where right now we are keeping things warm in a cool market. Next week, we're going to make a list and check it twice, how you can improve your sales process. And then wrapping up the 2020 webinar season on December 17th, we're going to be resolved to grow your business. And again, you can also see our on-demand webinars as well. And you can click back on that resources tab and view past webinars as well. So with that said, if you have any other questions about MyStateMLS, feel free to send me a direct email at dave@mystatemls.com. That's going to go right into my inbox. You can also give me a call at 888-769-7657. Again, if you have any questions about MyStateMLS, or if you're a broker and you're interested in getting that office pricing for your entire firm, please send me an email at dave@mystatemls.com. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully we'll see you again. Until then, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.